Oh, wait, that's the stream thing. No. We need this thing, Bobby. There we go. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of The Voices in My Head, where joined by one of the more popular voices in my head, Alk. How's it going today, Alk?
Popular is a word.
Popular is a word. So, why Alk is here today with me is because he was my cooperative partner through the entire Borderlands franchise. And honestly, I kind of wanted to do a whole tier list and thoughts about our games since we both beat it four. I just started my second playthrough with four with Armon, or not Armon, Amon. Have you started a second playthrough or nah?
Uh, I did a bit back on Harlow, but I've been procrastinating it a lot.
Well, you've been doing Destiny stuff a lot.
I've also been playing a little bit of Deadlock here and there too.
Uh, I'll have to stream Deadlock again. Have actually slowly fallen in love with
Oh, oh, and there's also Warframe because they came out with the mushroom update.
Mushroom. Oh yeah, didn't they come out with another character who's all mushroom themed?
Yes,
Ah.
but
So
that's neither here nor there.
yeah, that's neither here or there. So we're gonna go over our thoughts about each game, what the game did good, have a little tier list of the games where they fall, characters, and we added another tier list, which is weapon manufacturers, because I feel like that's a very important thing to go over each game, is because every game they feel completely different. So let's go all over Borderlands 1. Honestly, replaying Borderlands 1 cooperatively was a nightmare. Wouldn't you agree?
It was laggy as shit, dude.
Dude, yeah, no, it was a nightmare to play Borderlands 1 cooperatively, and then we didn't do any of the DLCs cooperatively because our buddy Dust Dustin was like, it's okay. I kind of want to go to the second game because you guys have been hyping it, which is totally understandable. Um, but the DLCs weren't honestly that bad for Borderlands 1. General Knox obviously praised that, and of course has one of the worst DLCs in my opinion, which is the Moxie's Underdome. But in your opinion, Alec, what do you think Borderlands 1 did the best? Like in its own game, like what do you think it did the best on?
Um, I definitely love the atmosphere of one.
Yeah,
Probably the best of the complete Borderlands games.
mhm.
I really like how gritty it is. Like there was still like the jokes and the goofy moments, but it was overall very grounded and always you were always reminded that you're on Pandora. This place is a literal wasteland.
Mhm. I definitely agree. I think one also has the best pacing because you start off as, oh, you're just a normal vault hunter, you're just a mercenary, and it slowly progresses to, oh, you're not just a mercenary, you are going to save this planet from whatever is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel like someone who is on the up and up, making a name for themselves.
Yeah, and I don't think any of the games really replicate that feeling. They very much like two prequel, three and four, very much go into you. Oh, you're a badass. You're one of a kind, and one definitely fits that. Oh yeah, even though you're a siren, no one gives a shit. You need to still do these mundane jobs. And I think you and I unanimously agree what one does the worst, and that's traversing the map.
Oh, absolutely.
One definitely has the worst. Like there is so many clips, chat of me and
Like
Alk driving in this game, and it breaks the game.
like it would be easier to say that it would be the skill trees in the end game,
But
but
that's
in a
just too
vacuum, I
easy.
think those things are exaggerated because it's just a symptom of the time that the game was made.
Oh yeah, no,
So
like
this is very basic. Like it's just there's just so many wide open spaces and limited fast travel stations.
Hmm.
When you're playing through the first game for the first time, it's not that bad because you're exploring everything. You're taking everything
Services and
in.
limited
Like it's
fast
your first
travel
time being
station.
there. But on subsequent playthroughs, like on your second playthrough in the same character or when you're on other characters, it it hurts
Hmm.
and you really notice it. Like especially if you're doing the Nox DLC, you cannot get through T-Bone Junction without having to do the speedrun tech where you leave the instance and reload it just to get back to T-Bone Junction between quests. It's just not possible.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
takes
it really is like such a nightmare. And I agree with you. We could have easily done a cheap shot, which is the skill trees. But like you even said, they're a product of their time. Gearbox did not know what they were cooking with until way after one was done. And I personally think if one got a remake, I think all these Vault Hunters that when we do the tier list for the Vault Hunters, they're going to go up substantially, especially like maybe Brick. But we're gonna save that for later. Um, we're, we're gonna save we're gonna save
so
our
very
thoughts.
very subtle foreshadowing.
Very social foreshadow. We're gonna definitely save our thoughts on that. But no, and same thing. But yeah, playing cooperatively was a nightmare. Playing because it was so laggy. Um, like there was a glitch constantly that was happening where me and Alk were in a vehicle, or me and Dustin, and they'll be like, "Hey Jeff, you're driving into a wall." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then 5 seconds later, I would be teleported from where Firestone is all the way to where the fast travel station is across the map, because I was driving into a wall, according to the game. Um, Gunplay wise, the game is okay. It's not the greatest, and there are some legendaries in the game that are standouts, like Firestarter, or not Firestarter. What's the fire SMG that keeps coming back in every Borderlands game?
Hellfire.
Hellfire, thank you. Like there are some standout things about the game. Um, and this is where we bring in the little tier list that we have, chat. It wants to show. No. There we go. So we have a little tier list. We have one for each of the Vault Hunters and each of the games. Um, I also have to change my mute button because it's the same exact it's the same exact thing as full screen. So, in your humble opinion, Alk, what would you rank Borderlands 1? And yes, chat, we have a very unique tier system. With starting with Randy's magic trick. We
Yeah,
don't
we
need
don't do letter grades here.
we don't do letter grades. We don't need to explain Randy's magic trick. If you are a Borderlands fan, you know Randy, and that's common. Uncommon is purple tree flak. If you played flak, you know how useless the purple tree is. It's not
The,
bad.
the purple trees they're novel and cool ideas, but when you actually spec into it and try to build around it and heavily invest in it, the deeper you drink from that well of knowledge, the more you realize that it just leaves so much to be desired,
Yes.
and it just rubs off as wasted potential.
Rare is high five from Claptrap. It's not bad. It's not good. You feel a little proud of yourself that you get one, because Claptrap, he's awesome. Um, fuck, I keep forgetting what purples are called in the game because I keep saying legendary, but that's
Epic.
Destiny.
They're epics. Epic is the shiniest meat bicycle. You know, it's solid. It definitely makes for a really good time. Like there may be better bicycles out there, especially ones that are not made out of meat. But you're not disappointed with this one. You're still having a great time with it.
Yep. And then we got Reese's War Stash as a legendary. You are happy to see it. When it drops, it doesn't matter. You're happy to see it. Just like Reese's
Yep.
War Stash. And if you make him shave it, you're a monster.
Yep.
Simple as that.
The siege stash grows. It grows on you like it grew on him. And regardless of what you say about it, Reese will remember.
Race will
I'll remember
remember.
that. Just like everyone remembers these entries being really good.
Now, the last the last rank we have is Pearlescence, aka Happy General Knox. You never see it. You never see Knox happy, but when you do, you know it's for a good time. And Pearlescence, hit or miss, it's always cool to see them because they're rare. They're extremely rare. And in my humble opinion, I think Borderlands 1 is a high five from Claptrap. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest either. It's good at what it does, and it definitely jump started the franchise to where it is today. What would you say, Elk?
Yeah, it's very it's, it set the standard for the franchise. We wouldn't have Borderlands without the first one.
Exactly. So you
But
can't.
but some aspects it definitely shows its age.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna go over that with the Vault Hunters, starting with Roland. Um, Roland. Fun fact: he is my very first Vault Hunter. He was the one that my dad was like, we need to play this guy. He's got a turret. He's got to be the best character in the game because he can just camp behind the turret. Little did we know the game does not like you camping behind the turret. As a character, Roland's cool. I like Roland as a character. His skill trees, however, just like Alk said about Borderlands 1, there is stuff to be desired. He is average at best and he is laughable at worst. Would you agree, Alk?
I wouldn't even he's like the soldier class, which every Borderlands game kind of has one.
Yeah.
But he is like the most bland of them, and the turret is just abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
His build choices and the skill tree feel like way too limited, even within the context of the first game. And I wouldn't even say that he's a jack of all trades. He's like more like a peon of
Mm-hmm.
all trades. He just doesn't do anything good.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, so in my personal opinion, I don't think he's bad. Like he's not the worst thing on God's green earth. So I don't want to put him in Randy's magic trick, but I believe he's in the purple tree flack. I
Fuck
think
that. I put him in Randy's
you
magic
put him
trick.
in Randy's magic trick.
I think he is that bad.
You know what? Fair, fair. I thought we were gonna leave that whole Randy's magic trick for Brick. Now we're going on to Brick. Arguably, in my opinion, the worst Vault Hunter in the entire franchise. Um, he's he is the OG melee guy, but in the gameplay that he is in, the game actively punishes you for playing him. Like he's all about being close in close combat, but then he's all about explosives at the same time.
His whole kit is just riddled with anti synergy.
Yeah, versus everyone else.
Because he has a action skill that wants him to be melee, but his weapon proficiency is in explosives, so rocket launchers and grenades. So you constantly find yourself in a state of being too close to shoot a rocket, but too far to pummel bandits.
Exactly, and I
And then
agree.
he has the same issue as Roland, where like his skills are just too limited compared to Mordecai and Lilith.
Mm-hmm. 110%. I agree with that. So I think you and I agree he is in last place for Randy's magic trick. Roland is slightly ahead of him in my opinion, but yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
I
Now
think of
don't
the two, Rick is worse.
now don't get me wrong, chat. In my opinion, Brick is the best character who was turned from a vault hunter to an NPC. Brick is hands down one of the funniest characters in the Borderlands franchise. Like I think he was very transitioned very well compared to the rest of the cast in four. Or sorry, in one. He's very much he was given a lot of treatment. So now we're on to Lilith. What can we say? Lilith is probably is the best vault hunter in one. Uh, best for speed running, best skills, like her elemental synergy kind of wipes the floor. And there's a reason why everyone uses her when they do solo runs.
Yeah, phase walk is unflashy, but it gets the job done and it's very versatile and what you can do with it, even though like losing the ability to jump when you cast it feels bad and you have to mod it to fix it. She definitely has the most skill tree options of the four vault hunters in my opinion. And
Yeah.
there's different ways to play her, and she's arguably the most consistent pick for endgame, like farming Cromarax.
Yeah. I think her and Mordecai kind of share that when it comes to Karaminax. But I would say Lilith, yeah. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Lilith gameplay wise, I will agree that she is the one of the best Vault Hunters. I don't think she's Happy General Knox, but I believe she's
I
War Stash.
uh I think in the scope of all the Vault Hunters, I'd probably put her like in Claptrap tier.
Claptrap tier. Like she's like, yeah, I can agree. She's not the worst, but she's not the
I
best
think I
compared to her
think it
sisters.
I think going back to what we said earlier, if one ever got a remaster and modernized to like three or even four systems, she probably would benefit the most.
I think so. If if it was like they kept the same identity, I think she would benefit the most.
Yeah.
Now we got Mordecai, the OG sniper. I absolutely love Mordecai. I love his ability where he can just nullify shields. Past that, he does melt the raid boss very well. And he does have an ability where he does give his entire team XP boost. But past that, I don't think he's better than Lilith.
I think Mordecai has some novel things for the time. Like Bloodwing's a good action skill, and he has
Yeah.
Trespass,
Mm-hmm.
which is saw in a vacuum, and it even laid the it's sort of a precursor to the Trespasser Sniper
Yeah.
and Zero's Boar skill in later games.
Yeah. So would you consider him a high five from Claptrap? Like he is not like he would be placed below Lilith in that
I
sense.
would I would say more like I would say he'd be more like Purple Tree Flag for the novelty and the foundation that he lays for other things later in the franchise, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be against putting him high five and Claptrap if you want to put him that high.
I kind of agree with you with Purple Tree. Like what we were saying with Purple Tree, if you drink too much of the Kool-Aid, you're going to realize that there's really nothing there.
Yeah.
And that is Mordecai. There is a lot of stuff surface level, but once you drink fully into the Kool-Aid, you're like, ah,
Yeah, because like he's the sniper Vault Hunter, and he really has to stick with it.
yeah,
He
his
does have
abilities.
he has more options than Roland and Brick, but nowhere near as much as Lilith relative to one.
Yeah, I agree. And then we're gonna go over the DLCs, going on order of release, and none of the things saved. We had them all organized. Damn it! All right. Starting off with the Zombie Island of Doctor Ned. I love it, but I know it's not great, and I know it's not the um best one either. Even though I love it, I love Doctor Ned. It was so stupidly fun.
Dude, Dr. Ned is such a funny and quotable character.
Unlike my brother Doctor
Jake
Zed, I am a renowned doctor with a doctorate degree and a medical license.
Jacob's Cove is definitely a unique place
Yeah,
in the game. It has some new enemies that stand out. The map stands out. It's a good time, but after you've already done it once, there's no reason to go back.
yeah. I
Like
honestly,
it feels limited and lacking in replay value to me.
yeah, honestly, I would put Doctor Ned on Purple Tree because it's not god
Yeah,
awful, but you cannot replay it multiple times. The novelty does wear out very quickly. Unlike our next one, Moxie's Underdome Riot. Now, Moxie's Underdome did bring something to the franchise that people have been wanting, which was the bank. That is where the bank originally introduced was Moxie's Underdome.
That is like the only thing good about it. Everything else
Exactly.
about it is it is another one of Randy's magic tricks. Put that shit in there.
We're not going to defend it. Now, don't get me wrong. I
No.
love Moxie, and the soundtrack to Underdome is pretty nice. But other than that, it is one of the worst things, and I have to mod the game in order to play it.
Legitimately, it is just a beefed up version of the trial side quest that you find throughout the first game, and it's the worst kind of horde based mode. And there's no XP gains at all for doing it. The loot is unrewarding for the time investment. It takes like even with an optimal setup, you're going to be spending like 90 minutes to 2 hours like per map.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you are someone who is trying to be a completionist and go for all the achievements,
Good
honestly,
luck.
no one would blame you if you cheated for it
Yeah.
for this
I.
deal. It's such a slog.
It
It's
is.
bad.
It is. I agree with you 100%. Unlike the next DLC that comes after it, which is General Knox, our Secret Army of General Knox, which is hands down, I think, where the writing in one was at its best. General Knox was a super funny villain. Just like, guys, I don't even want to be here. Could you
It gave us Athena too.
just. Yeah, it also gave us Athena. And also gave us the very first raid boss in Borderlands history, which is Crominac. It does so much. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a bad side to General Knox, which is the traversal. It is very bad. But I think, personally, in my opinion, all the positives outweigh that negative. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. The traversal is pretty damn bad, dude.
You know, Alec, you had to say it for me to really think about it. I personally think,
I would put it. I'd say it's the top of Meat Bicycle.
yeah, it's the shiniest meat cycle.
Like if the traversal was not as bad as it was, it would be Reese's worst S tier.
It would
But the
be.
traversal does knock it down for me.
And now we're on to the last DLC, which I've noticed a lot, except for three. The last DLC for each Borderlands game, reveals what the second game's gonna do, and Claptrap's new Robot Revolution revealed of Hyperion's villaininess that's gonna happen in two. Other than that, it's kind of funny. They're Claptrap. I absolutely love him. I don't have a very fond memories of this though. Like it had funny quest. The final boss was okay, but I don't think it added anything to the game.
It was it had an amusing story
Yeah,
with Claptrap's Revolution and bringing back some of the old bosses for us to fight again, and all of them are just like, why the hell am I here?
yeah.
Just kill me, man.
Just
It
kill
had a
me.
nice supporting cast in the form of Secretary Blake and Patricia Tanis. That was nice to see.
Yeah.
It's just chock full of all of Claptrap's usual delusional confidence that he embodies, and there's just something cathartic about having a whole DLC dedicated to shooting up a bunch of Claptrap units.
Hmm.
I like the combat encounters, like fighting the bosses again,
Yeah.
but the final boss itself is like okay. It's not that bad, but it's not that great either. And the farming the collectibles is ass.
So you would say Claptrap gave himself a high five?
Yes.
Yeah.
Claptrap would give himself a high five,
Yeah.
and then he'd probably leave himself hanging.
I agree with that. So, and just like I said, we're gonna go over the weapons manufacturers because I feel like these are important. You have to kind of talk about these guys because these determinately does make or break some of the games. We're gonna go over the for each game. So Atlas, they're okay. They're there. There's a reason why they never came back in 2, and then they immediately disappeared after 3.
You feel the power of the gods in your hands.
I wish that was true, Marcus. Um, but I personally say Atlas is just a purple tree. They don't do anything bad, but they're not great at anything.
I mean, Atlas is just like your standard. Everything is just basic but above average. Like you do
Yeah,
above average damage and above average magazine capacity,
yeah. No, like they do their job well. Um, Doll,
but they're not that inspiring.
yeah. Doll, I think, has some really good weapons in Borderlands 1, but at the same time, I feel like the issue with Borderlands 1 is none of them have their gimmicks yet. They have slight gimmicks, but not really the extent of what they will have in 2. So, in my personal opinion, I feel like they're all kind of like high five claptrap, except for Jacobs and pretty much Jacobs. But Dull, they have accurate weapons. They do their job well. Past that, I think they're just either a purple tree or a high five from claptrap.
Honestly, most of the manufacturers should probably be in that too. Yeah,
Yeah,
even Atlas. I'd probably put Atlas up there.
I
Purple
will,
too.
I will, I will argue with this. Iridium is Randy's trick, except for one weapon, and that's the
No,
shotgun.
no, I do think that Iridian would be purple tree because it's novel.
Okay, yeah,
Novelty of it.
yeah, and that,
There is, and like the shotgun is the best one. It's actually really damn good.
yeah. You know what? I agree. That weapon alone puts it in the shiniest meat cycle. Gearbox. They only have like 4 weapons in Borderlands 1. They're just like Atlas. They're okay. They're not amazing. Hyperion. I think Alex right. They're all kind of high five from Claptrap. Hyperion does its job well. Jacobs, in my opinion, is I think it is a shiny meat cycle because raw damage, and you are and or for you to really deal with Cromanak, you need a Jacob sniper rifle.
Yeah,
Like
they definitely pack a punch, but they can feel a little bit bad if you're not into the low fire rate and reload speed.
yeah.
But if,
Malawan,
but if you don't mind that, it's just a net upgrade.
yeah. Malawan, I would put Malawan as shiniest meat cycle or even probably Reese's War Stash because they have some really good weapons and they do their job well.
Yeah, Melawan has some really good weapons and elemental weapons in on second playthroughs, especially in the General Knox, are very important.
Yeah.
And on elemental better than Melawan. Like you pretty much need corrosive weapons when you're fighting Atlas.
Yeah. SAS munitions, high five from Claptrap. They
Very
have a
basic.
very big magazine, does its job okay. Tedior, Brandy's dirty.
Oh,
um
TDR one actually had like a pretty niche. Like yeah, they had like the fast reload speed, which is like compromised by damage and accuracy, but they did have a use outside of that, which was ammo generation.
yeah, so I would put the
Just
I
by have like a lot of TDR weapons, just by having them in your hand, you're generating ammunition for that weapons type,
yeah, no,
and it
I will
applies
put
to
them in high
all of your
five.
weapons.
I just wanted
So
to
you can
see
have
the
you can have
reaction.
one slot. You can have one slot with like a TDR revolver, and then you can have another revolver that you're essentially using the TDR to feed ammo into after
Yeah.
dumping a lot of it into like a tanky boss like Nox or Cromarax or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Torg, high five from Claptrap. I'm sorry, Mr. Torg, I love you, but just like all the other weapons in this game, you're average. Vladov, average. And I'm not going to rate shields. I'm not, and Bandit and Scav are pretty much SAS munitions. That's eventually what it becomes. Um, So now we're on to Borderlands 2. I think this is where our playthroughs got a lot more fun. Oh, I should say where our team comp was for each game. So Borderlands 1, Alk was Lilith, our friend Dustin was Roland, and I was Mordecai. In Borderlands 2, Alk was Amara. Or I'm sorry,
That's three.
Maya,
I was
Maya,
I was
Maya,
Maya too.
Maya. I was Craig until Krieg until I couldn't stand it anymore, and I became Salvador. Dustin was Axton, and our buddy Jason was Zero.
Let the record show that it's not Creek's fault that Jeff swapped.
It was
Well,
everyone
not
else.
entirely Creek's fault.
Everyone kept shooting me. Fucking hell.
It was and wasn't Creek's fault.
It wasn't Krieg's fault. Krieg is a good boy. He's better as a solo. But Borderlands 2, what can we say that hasn't been said about Borderlands 2? Great story. Handsome Jack is amazing. This is where Borderlands truly got its identity. And yeah, I will say 2 probably has the best story.
Yeah, when people think of Borderlands, they usually think Borderlands 2.
Yeah. I think 2 has the best story. Now, this is where I will say my controversial hot take. 2 has the worst end game. Hear me out. I do not find it entertaining to play the same character 3 times in a row to get to end game.
And not just that, but the scaling of the late game
Yes,
is
you are.
abysmal, particularly in the higher OP levels where
Mm-hmm.
Slag goes from being a a non-essential suggestion in your first playthrough to true Vault Hunter mode being strongly recommended, and then ultimate Vault Hunter mode and beyond being like you got a Grogn also glued to your hip like permanently. You're not taking that shit off.
Yeah, no. It becomes you are so limited in your builds, and there are certain vault hunters you cannot play as in 2 when you do ultimate vault hunter mode. Like that, that's just the honest truth. It really is just a very, even though I love it, I love Borderlands 2. This is the game that me and my dad actually he sat down and watched me play from beginning and end because he loved the weapons. But 2 does have the worst end game. But uh, I will say it is probably high enough to be either in Happy General Knox or Reese's War Stash. There are definitely faults with the game, but the overall experience of 2 is good.
I think Borderlands 2 is good enough that it would restore General Knox's will to live and maybe even
Yeah,
put a smile on his face.
yes. 2 is definitely good enough. And if 2 ever got a remake, I don't think other than gunplay and changing the end game, 2 would be an amazing game. Because sadly, like 1, 2's gunplay is now starting to show its age. Now we're on to the now we're on to the Vault Hunters. Starting with Axton. Axton was my first boy in Borderlands 1. Sorry, Borderlands 2. You'll see a trend with me. I always play as the soldiers first. But Axton is probably, in my opinion, the 3rd worst Vault Hunter. And
I
he's in the same boat as Roland. He's average. He has a lot of abilities that are fun to play with, like the Nukem turrets. But I
I
feel,
like Axton a lot more than Roland.
oh yeah, I'm not saying
And
he's Andy Brandy's
a
Randy Trick.
lot more than Wilhelm, who we'll talk about when we
Yeah,
get to
we'll talk about.
pre-sequel.
No, I'm gonna put Axton at high 5 from a claptrap.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Borderlands 2 Vault Hunters are anything lower than High Five from Claptrap.
Maybe we'll discuss that. Salvador, arguably one of the strongest Vault Hunters in existence, and also kind of bland in that case because it is just dual wielding guns and having slag in your 2nd and 4th slot. That's what
Oh
makes
yeah,
Salvador so broken. is that
Yeah, with the
unlike
right.
everyone else, he doesn't have to manage slag. He just puts slag in odd in every even slot or every odd slot, and he wins. And he melts bosses that quickly.
Yeah.
What would you
It-
say?
with he trivializes the whole game with the right gear, all while having a very simple premise of I dual wield.
Now, I will say that Salvador's voice actor is fucking hilarious.
With that said, it kind of is just it
Chinese.
does get a little bland.
So power wise, I say he's Reese's War Stash, but gameplay wise, he's the shiny meat cycle.
I would probably put him in not Chinese Meat Bicycle. I'd put him in Reese's War Stash.
Yeah, he is strong. There is no arguing that. But I will agree, he
Like
does trivialize the game
like
way too hard.
contender for like top of Reese's War Stash.
Yeah, Maya. In my opinion, Maya is probably still one of the strongest sirens until Vex showed up, taking that spot like it was nothing.
Dude, she just has so many kill skill synergies and Cloud Kill, which is just absolutely busted.
Oh yeah, especially when you get Sandhawk with what's the shield you need?
B.
Yeah, as soon as you get that, Maya's because legitimately
Yeah,
outran with
you
a
give her a
level
B with a
20
Sandhawk.
shield and a level 30 Sandhawk and was still one-shotting everyone at level 50.
Yeah. Those
So
one shotting things like 20 levels above on our initial playthrough.
yeah. Now, to be said, that can be you could argue that anyone can do that, especially like Salvador. I will say that definitely Maya is at Reese's War Stash, probably top of Reese's War Stash.
Um, I was thinking of putting her in Chinese Meat Bicycle because of she's one of the Vault Hunters in 2 that does struggle a little bit in
Mm-hmm.
endgame.
Okay,
Yeah. She definitely has more options than some of the other ones, but she still kind of feels like a little bit limited.
true.
She's great. She's great for mobbing. She has some survivability options. She has playstyle variety, but
Mm-hmm.
she can't do much against some of the raid bosses,
Yeah,
or
unlike our
not as
next
much as
guy.
one likes out. Or yeah,
Yeah, unlike our next contestant, which is Zero. What can we say about Zero other than he got a nerf because he was so fucking good at his job, even though Salvador never got a nerf?
dude, Zero is the glass cannon.
He is. He can one shot everything, but he can't take a lick of damage. Um, and it was the kunais that were nerfed. I still question why he was nerfed when Salvador
Those
never
Death
got
Blossom, right?
touched. Huh?
The kunais are Death Blossom, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, like even after the nerf, it's still like an amazing all-purpose skill. Like you just death mark everything that you throw at it, just
Yeah.
for like insane amounts of damage. And he can do it all. He can do melee. He can do sniping. He can do mobbing. He can do bossing. He can do speed running. Like
Yeah. Zero could do a
he is
lot.
like definitely someone that you feel the investment being worthwhile as you go up in levels and really obtain the better gear.
So, would you consider that Knox would be happy about him, or do you think he deserves to be right next to Reese as he always is?
He's by Reese's side.
Yep. I would argue that he is probably he is high tier Reese's Warstash.
Yeah.
And we're now going to go over the DLCs, starting with the pirate one. Um, the pirate DLC was okay. I don't. It has Sandhawk in it. Hooray! um, personally, I didn't really care for it.
I kind
Um,
of loved
you
it,
did?
honest, personally. Yeah, I think like the Great Lose you mentioned. I liked the story a lot for Captain Scarlet and her pirate's booty. It had some memorable characters in it,
Okay, yeah. The
like Captain
stalker
Scarlet
was
herself and Fate.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
The stalker was hilarious. Sound 13 of recording Captain Scarlet. Sleeping. I do agree. He is kind of funny. Um, I wouldn't say it's higher than a shiny meat cycle. I think probably high five from a claptrap.
But a meat bicycle.
I can't argue with Hulk. She's not higher than General Knox, but she is shiniest meat cycle. Now,
I like it a lot. I do like General Knox more though.
yeah. Now I'm going to argue with this up and down the street, but Mr. Torg's campaign of carnage. What can I say is in the first 5 minutes, it had us laughing our asses off with the introduction of Mr. Torg. You said too many syllables. Apologize.
It has amazing banter, and it's Mr. Torg. It's Mr. fucking Torg.
We've been. I have been asking for a Mr. Torg Vault Hunter for years. Just someone who emulates him. And I want another DLC. I am going to, in my opinion, it deserves to be in Reese's War Stash, just
Yeah,
because of the banter. Now, does it do anything amazing? No.
it's
Other than
got
it does
it's got
introduce.
great
Go ahead. Sorry.
it's got great content to like beat down in Pyro Pete,
Yeah,
like
Pyro
one of the
Pete.
better raid bosses in Borderlands 2, and it has one of the best areas for farming XPs and tokens.
Oh
The
yeah, and
the
also
only
has some
knock
of the
that I
best
the only
weapons.
yeah, the only knock that I'd give against the Mr. Torg campaign of Carnage is it kind of suffers a bit of that General Knox DLC syndrome where the back and forth traversal can get pretty bad on subsequent playthroughs, but it's not as bad as General Knox.
Yeah, I agree. All right, and I think the next one after that is the Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt. I'll be honest with you, we skipped this one.
Dude, dude, Hammerlock's big game hunt is such wasted potential.
It is. It is
It
such
is such
wasted
wasted. It's
potential.
such wasted potential. It is like
Oh god.
it screams purple tree flag for me because it's like the swamp aesthetic is okay and Nakayama is as a character is a bit amusing, but it's overall like pretty damn forgettable.
It
The
is.
bosses are kind of cool, like Veracitus, Dexiduous, and the Triple O, which I think is a hidden boss actually. One of them is a hidden boss. I don't remember which one. They're kind of cool, but like at just like the end game is all at higher levels, they're just fucking broken and unfun to fight.
Mm, I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that. And then I believe it goes from that to Dragons. Yeah, Assault on Dragons Keep.
Yeah, Tiny Tina DLC that was so good that became a standalone title.
Twice. It became its own DLC sold or game sold on Epic, and then it got its actual spin off game. To where I personally think it's happy General Knox. I think General Knox would be happy about this DLC.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough. I don't think we can say much about Assault on Dragon's Heap other than it was amazing. I'm gonna
It's got
fucking nuke
fantastic
the ocean.
it's got fantastic moments like that. You got mountains of new gear. It gave us the Grok nozzle. You got wildly enjoyable story that knows how to let loose with the silliness while still being grounded.
Oh yeah, no, I think Tiny Tina's story is quite relatable. You lose someone, how does a kid deal with that? I think it was beautifully done. And now we're gonna go over the Headhunters DLC, which I believe it starts off with Bloody Harvest. I'm gonna be honest. I think all the Headhunters are in high five except for one,
And is that one that's
Grandma Flexington. The
no.
the Thanksgiving one needs to be on fucking Purple Tree Flag. Because you have to do that mission. And don't get me wrong, chat. I love
Dude,
Grandma Flexington, but I ain't sitting 15 to 20 minutes to listen to Grandma Flexington go over about this
dude,
shit.
it was bothering me so much because like in my notes, I have it in purple tree flag tier, and it's just I word for word I wrote I really don't care enough about this headhunter to give a reason why I have it here, to be honest. I just remember liking some things about it and disliking more.
Yeah.
and you just clicked it for me. It's like this is why I hated it.
Oh, I think there's one more, which is Moxie's Valentine Massacre, and
Nah, bro,
then
that shit is ass.
yeah.
Put that in the Magic Trick with her DLC.
Oh,
That
don't
shit
worry,
is ass.
don't worry. The Moxie mold will break eventually, and then we have Revenge of the Son of Chromonax. I think that is Shiny Meat Cycle because it brings back one of the
Yeah,
best raid bosses and it brings back one of the best loots.
yeah,
Um,
I liked that one. And it was beautiful too. Like
yeah.
it was great it was beautiful to explore.
Commander Lilith and the fight for Sanctuary. It's okay. It does wrap up loose ends.
It's it's a nice lead in into Borderlands 3. It has some good quality of life changes to round out the second game. It gave us closure for Scooter. Tying the events of Tales from the Borderlands. It allowed us to see Lilith's growth and acceptance of her role as leader of the Crimson Raiders. It
Mm.
shows off the B team being like Brick, Mordecai, and Tiny Tina. It gave us the answer to what happened to Sanctuary, and it also introduced effervescent weapons.
Now, I will say one thing though. This game did such a bad character assassination that me and Alk had to turn off audio for the entirety of 3 when this character showed up.
It wasn't as bad in the DLC though.
It wasn't, but it was started to. I will say that it's definitely a shiny meat cycle. Well, maybe Reese's Worst Ash.
It's kind of teetering back and forth between Reese's Worst Ash and Chinese Meat Bicycle for me, but I'm thinking of being a little bit generous and giving it the Worst Ash
I will say it's below
because I do
Carnage, but it is there.
because
Because
it
you are right.
effervescent weapons are very cool and more deterministic pearlescence. Which, speaking of, they also with this DLC they made it possible to earn pearlescent loot without needing to be OP levels, while
Yes.
also increasing the level cap to 80 and OP level to 10.
So I'm so sorry we also don't have the OP levels in this list. I don't know why they're not here, but there is the Digistruck Peak, which I would say is Shiny
I
Meat
think
Cycle. You think?
I would put that high five from Claptrap because it was just overall pretty meh.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's
Yeah,
not.
and also charging money for level cap increases just kind of sucks.
It does. As a consumer, I would put it at Randy's Magic Trick, and also the pearlescents it brought back were laughably the worst pearlescents to ever exist. Hot take, but that it's honestly true. Pearlescent weapons in 2 were probably some of the worst weapons in the game. And then came back as legendaries in 3, became some of the best legendaries. Storm was a pearlescence in 2, and it was awful in 2. And I think that's all. Yep, that's all the DLCs. And then we're going to go over the weapons, starting with Bandit. Eh.
We never ranked Gage and Krieg.
Oh, we didn't.
I
We
don't think we
didn't.
did.
No, we did not. I skipped them so hard.
They're DLC, so
They're
like
DLC. They're DLC. So Gage, she's a high five from Claptrap because even though she's a really unique character, Deathtrap fucks her over so bad.
yeah, I think high five from Claptrap is a good place for her because like Deathtrap's cool, but he's a buggy mess in practice. They never patched him healing enemy shields instead of yours, and she she's effective and fun in small bursts for me, but she's very one dimensional because
Yeah,
of anarchy. It is both the best and the worst thing about her. You build up anarchy stacks at an ammo vendor, you restock the ammo, get a ricochet fibber and a B shield, or like what have you, that you just watch number go up just by shooting the ground or like pissing into the wind, hoping that the bullets hit.
exactly.
Everyone plays her basically the same.
Yep. Krieg. Now, I'm going to ignore my negative time with Krieg because my own teammates murdered me 24/7 and say that Krieg is really good. But I feel like Borderlands still has not really done melee very well in the games. Even 4, I don't think melee's done very well.
Krieg is amazingly fun, and of the melee focused Vault Hunters, he's one of the only ones that's viable.
Yeah.
For melee, with it, and there's like a big fat asterisk to that. Like you said, melee has never been historically that good in Borderlands. There's
Mm,
always been like encounter designs that just make it not really feasible to play melee, and it really shows in 2 because he struggles so much in the end game,
he
like
does.
more than like I'd say he probably has the worst time in end game outside of like blood sploding Pete,
Yeah.
and raid bossing is like the whole end game of Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle boss, and it sucks because he's so much fun.
He is. Like I want to put him in shiniest meat cycle just because it's his line. But Axton Engage have a much easier time than he does at end game. But he is not as
Yeah,
bad as
and then also
Mordecai, and
like
he
if
is
you go
not
a
as
certain,
yeah.
then also if you go like I'm sorry for talking over you
No, you're good. You're
again, but
good. No, you're good.
the one build that you were going is not good for co-op.
No, it's not, but it's his best fucking build, and I absolutely hate this existence to the point to where I had to go to Salvador to make the game more enjoyable. No, no, to tell you how much of a nightmare it was. I started from Salvador 0 to hero and caught up to them in one day.
It reached a point when he was still playing Krieg that just me activating my phase lock and proccing cloud kill, he would be like a good like 15 meters away from it, and he'd just get one shot by me just trying to do my own thing.
Yeah,
It felt so bad.
fucking hate my existence. All right, well, even though I didn't stream these games, I wish I did, but I didn't. Tales from the Borderlands. Arguably, I would say is either at Reese's Worstash or Shyest Meat Cycle. It is a very good narrative driven game. The characters are hilarious. You had one of the best character send offs with Scooter, like Hallmark 2, How to Fall in Love with the Atom Bomb, and it still was amazing.
It gave
Uh,
us a lot of memorable characters, a lot of
mm-hmm,
memorable moments.
yeah, I will say it's either Happy General or Reese's Warstash, but I'm probably gonna put Reese's Warstash.
No lower than Reese's Worst Dash.
No
I'm a little
lower.
bit biased because I do like narrative driven games. I would put it's Happy Gerald Knox for me.
No, I agree. You can put this in either or, and I'll probably put Happy General Knox. Now,
Yeah.
prequel. I'm going to be honest. All you fuckers that say prequel's an awful game are fucking delusional. Prequel, I think, is really good and expands really well with 2. And arguably has 2 of the strongest Vault Hunters we have seen in the series. Now, in my opinion, the thing it does the best in the entire franchise is character dialogue between the Vault Hunters. No
I think
Gearbox game has replicated that.
I agree 100%. I also think that those player character interactions also makes it arguably the best co-op experience
It is because you
of
want
the
to
franchise.
play. Yeah, because you want to play multiple different characters to hear the dialogue. Like it was hilarious. I was playing as fuck. I keep forgetting her name, but Jack's
You were Nisha
girlfriend.
and I was
Does
Athena.
yeah? I was playing as Nisha, and Jack just killed all the scientists in his little vacuum chamber thing. And Athena's like, what Jack just did, Nisha, oh, wasn't that fucking hot? Couldn't stop laughing. And Athena's like, yeah, that was so hot. What the fuck? Yeah, like I would be down to play prequel again just to get like Timothy's dialogue, even Wilhelm's dialogue, and Claptrap's dialogue. It was
Yeah, it it
the
really
dialogue.
did it
Yeah.
best. It really did it best when it came to giving life to the playable Vault Hunters and making you feel like an integral part of this story, like you were actually there,
Hmm.
like interacting with the NPCs. Everyone had unique interactions with the NPCs. All of them not only had different opinions about how all the events were unfolding, but they would have conversations with each other about it, like you said. And it was also it just each of the Vault Hunters too, like with varying levels of viability and how they played, the way the disclosures are set up definitely laid into the fantasy of each character.
Oh yeah, 110%. Now the thing that prequel does the worst, and I will agree with everyone on this, it's way too short of a game.
Yeah,
But I don't really blame the game because one, the studio that made it went immediately bankrupt before the game came out, so they were rushed to finish it.
yeah. Who knows what
Mm.
could have been for the life cycle of the pre-sequel beyond like post-launch?
Oh yeah, no,
We're difficult to
there's a lot of
speculate.
what ifs. Mhm. Oh, we didn't rank the weapons of priest. We didn't rank the weapons of two, by the way.
I think we can rank them here with pre-sequel because it's pretty much the same.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go back to the weapon because we haven't finished. Yeah. Yeah. Like I understand a lot of people's hate towards pre-sequel, but I feel like a lot of people just hate it to hate it. And I was one of those people. I did not like this game at all, and even Alex like, why? It's not that bad. And then replaying it, I was like, oh, this is actually really good.
I
Um,
converted him.
yeah, you did convert me. The Aussies converted me.
I converted him twice actually.
The fuck you. But I will probably say I don't think it deserves to be at Reese's War Stash for the shortness of the game. I do believe it's a shiny meat cycle.
It is the shiniest meat bicycle.
It is the shiniest meat cycle. It really is. Don't worry, there is a game that deserves Randy's magic trick, and we're going to go over that later. But I will tell you this: it's not three. DLCs automatically we're going to put hologram onslaught. Randy's magic trick. I do not
It,
like
it is it is
DLCs.
literally just the Underdome, but just marginally better.
Yeah. I
It's same shit, different game.
yeah. I do not like DLCs being horde modes. Just do not. It does not fit Borderlands very well. It just doesn't work. Now,
You get you get
Claptrap's
some nice
Voyage.
flavored dialogue.
Yeah, you do get some nice good stuff. But Claptrap's Voyage, it was actually kind of fun to go through Claptrap's head. There was some funny moments. I just the oh hi there new friends, don't trust them, pushes him immediately down the stairs. Or the Claptrap that wants to have a duel with you. And now one of these guns has a bullet in it and the other one doesn't. And we're gonna find out today which one has the bullet. Immediately shoots himself in the head. Um Also TK Baja finally getting a happy ending was kind of sweet. Like that was actually pretty cool.
Claptrap's Claptastic Voyage is by far, without a doubt, the best piece of content in a pre-sequel, and arguably one of the best in the whole franchise. The level design was peak
Oh
for
yeah,
me,
level design was
and
peak.
it really took advantage of pre-sequels movement systems with the low grav.
Yeah. I will say it is at either Shiniest Meat Cycle in between General Knox and Captain Scarlet, or it is Reese's War Stash right behind Sanctuary.
Oh, I have it in Happy General Knox. I think it's that good.
You think it's that? You
Yeah,
know
like
what?
like like I said, it's one of the best, if not the best, like DLC story. Bridged the gap between Presale and Borderlands 2 beautifully. It gave us
Yeah.
glitch weapons, which were amazing.
You know
and
what?
there's a lot of variety in them.
You did argue that pretty well. That is a pretty good argument.
And but like honestly, if whatever your whatever you think of the pre-sequel at base, Claptastic Voyage in itself is like the a very compelling reason to play pre-sequel.
It is. I would be down to play pre-sequel all over again just to get the unique dialogue. Now, weapons for two and pre-sequel because they operate the same. They really do. It's just laser weapons, and to be quite honest, some of the laser weapons are okay. There are some that are amazing. Bandit, I feel like Bandit is either purple skill tree or high five from Claptrap. And now, don't get me wrong, Bandit does have some really good legendaries in two, but the gimmick for Bandit is just really big magazine.
And banded weapons are pretty unremarkable
Yeah.
in two.
Now, Vladoff, as a Salvadorian main, as Salvador, Vladoff's your best friend. You love Vladoff weapons, a Salvador. Infinity Pistol alone. And I think two has the best version of the Infinity Pistol. I think, in my opinion, Vladoff is either Reese's War Stash or maybe even Happy General. Most likely Reese's War Stash. What are your opinions?
I'll have to take your word on it. I didn't really use Vladov all that much throughout 2 and pre-sequel,
Yeah.
so I
You,
don't have much to say on Vladov.
I will say Vladoff is probably shiniest meat cycle. Doll, I think Doll was best at two. Doll was single handedly probably had some of the best weapons in two.
Yeah,
Like yeah,
I can say that.
like Sandhawk and God, I keep forgetting the weapon that you get inside the cave where you meet Lilith. The Beast, I think it was called, like one of the best rares, and you can constantly get it for free.
I'm just blanking on it too.
Yeah, I will.
The uniques
I just
have been
I
lost on me
yeah
after 4 got rid of them.
yeah. I think I'm gonna put it as
Bring
shiniest meat cycle as
back
well
uniques.
because I feel like there's only one really good Happy General weapon, and then Reese's War Stash. Hyperion conference call is amazing. Past that, I agree with the developers why they got rid of Hyperion weapons. The ability to where it's so inaccurate when you shoot it first, you never really use the snipers. You always use the shotguns or SMGs.
Yeah, the high eventual accuracy was not as well implemented as it could have been. I think if it was just like base accuracy and then it got better over time, it would have probably stuck better
Yeah,
rather than just nerfing it at the start and then bringing it to baseline and then improving it.
yeah. I will probably put Hyperion either at Claptrap or I think Shiniest Meat Cycle because it does have arguably some of the best legendaries, but overall, the weapons.
You either love them or you hate them when it comes to like the standard weapons, but the legendaries are great.
Mhm. Jacobs, what can we say about Jacobs? They're all reliable. Some of the best legendaries in the game as well. I think they're Reese's War Stash.
Jacobs is a manufacturer that's had a good solid start and has only gone up since.
Yeah, like
Every iteration of Jacobs has somehow found a way to like improve upon the previous.
yeah. Malawan, I think Malawan is Happy General just because in one you need slag. and you need slag to have a good status effect.
I agree objectively and total and not just because I'm a siren enthusiast.
No, 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 no. You're biased. I see it right behind. I see the tattoos. They're glowing. Your bias is showing. uh, now, this is where me and Alk always will have odds with each other. Tedior. I love Tedior in 2 and 3 and 4. I love them. Alk hates them.
What do you mean? I love Tior. Tior's my favorite manufacturer. I
No, no,
love
no, no.
him.
I will.
I love shooting a bullet and then having to unlearn all my FPS habits.
I will agree with him. They are purple tree. Um, there really is no weapon that deserves to be in Randy's magic trick, because even in actually no 2, they deserve to be in Randy's magic trick because rockets. Their rockets are fucking awful. Like, I'm never happy when I get a TD or rocket. Never.
Tior. This this is like the trend for me with tier weapons in like 2 pre-sequel and even in 3, where like they have some of the best legendaries, but they also have some of the worst. Like there's no in between with them. They're
Yeah.
never just all right. They're either like amazing or they suck ass. And the use of tier weapons themselves, they're dirt cheap. They're made cheap. Their stats kind of suck outside of reload.
Mm-hmm.
And but the it's a playstyle choice to use tier weapons. Like it's something that you really need to get used to.
Exactly. 110%. I agree with that.
Like they can be good. It's just it's an acquired taste for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one. That's why I'm going to put them at Randy's magic trick, is just because you either love them or you hate them. And 2, I love them in the sense they're just funny, but actually statistic wise and I said statistic like stick to cancer. Um, but actual gameplay wise and actual usage, they're not good. Like you
They
said,
do they are like Jacobs where they do get better in later
they do,
iteration. They do get better in
especially in
3.
4, especially in 4. Torg, I think this is I think this is where Torg was the best they've ever been. I think Torg is a happy general.
Yeah, torque weapons were definitely like outstanding in 2 in pre-sequel.
Yeah, the flak, the I forget what's the explosive pistol called. The one that we
Unkept Herald.
yeah, Unkept Herald, amazing,
Dude,
amazing.
we got that shit for cheap off the rip when we went through this DLC.
Yeah, we got that shit cheap. We gambled for 30 minutes, got it immediately. Oh my god.
Legitimately the first 30 minutes we were to the DLC, we got it from the vending machine.
And we never stopped using it. It was such a good weapon. All right. Now we're going over 3. Oh, okay. So I think this is where me and you are going to definitely get some hate from the community. We didn't hate 3. We remember dreading it, but actually going through it, I think single handedly 3 had the most fun we had throughout our playthrough together.
It's just a base story that's terrible.
Yes. The
And
story,
the whole anointed farm.
exactly. The story was just awful. Like,
Yeah.
Randy, where did you think the story was going to be so good with,
He found a skibbity toilet fanfic on Tumblr and thought to himself, this is it. This is
was
gonna
that
be the
also on the
story.
flash drive?
Probably.
um so obviously me and him agree that 3, the worst thing they did was the story. 3 has the worst story.
The DLCs more than made up for it
Oh yeah.
and really showed that the writers took the feedback seriously
Mm-hmm.
and they did a much better job.
Agreed.
That
I
being
hunch.
with that said, New Tale still somehow happened
Now we don't talk.
during
No,
between
we don't
3 and
talk
4.
about that yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Alec. I
But
know
like
you're
the
excited.
base story is like unapologetically bad. Everything else about 3 is great though.
Yeah. I
But
think
the best thing for me is it's got to be the end game. I think 3 had the best end game, both
and
because it was easy to get to and it
yeah,
was just very easy to participate in as well.
And
You
that's
complete the story, you get to level cap. You don't even need to get into true vulnerable mode to get level cap. You just could immediately start going through the mayhem ranks, and the mayhem levels themselves aren't that bad to get through either. You can skip straight to mayhem 11 if you wanted to.
yeah, you could. And that's where I'm going to put 3 at Reese's War Stash. And I know a lot of people are going to hate that. And I'm going to say it is purely out of a cooperative playthrough and gameplay wise. That is why it's above prequel, and that is why it's above 1. Yes,
Yeah,
if this was based on 100% story, no shit. It would be in Randy's magic trick. But this is based
the
on the
level cap
entirety.
increases are also free for everybody, and when you get to level cap on one character, you can start the other characters at level cap like immediately with the story completed. So you're playing through one character, you get double cap. You want to try one of the other characters with a full build, you can immediately do that. You don't have to grind as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. 3 is just good. It's not amazing. It's not the best, but if you want to just have a game where you and your friends can just go ham on monsters,
Yeah.
yeah. Now I agree with a
It's
lot of people's beef with 3 is the legendary. Yeah, way too many legendary spawn.
it's the most casual friendly experience of the Borderlands games.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah. And depending on the kind of player you are, that's either a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, and for me, I think Borderlands is meant to be casual fun, in my opinion. It is a cooperative shooter that there's nothing like it, and you're meant to just have fun with your friends. And 3 does it very well. Like, I think 3 is the one I introduce everyone to, and I'm like, 2 is where the game peaked. DLCs wise, 3 I think has some of arguably the best DLCs when it comes to story and locations. Like Moxie's heist of the handsome jackpot. A great DLC to get rolling
It's
off
a
with.
very, very strong start.
Yeah, some people think it should be bad just because
Very
it's
strong start for a DLC moment.
yeah. There are some people that think that it should be bad just because it's going back to 2 and everyone's like, "Oh, well they're heavily relying on Handsome Jack." Yeah, this is the last time we heard of Handsome Jack. We haven't heard of Handsome Jack since this
It gave us
DLC.
back Timothy Go,
Oh,
which
oh,
we, by the
we're
way, we never
terrible.
ranked
We never
the sequel
Yep.
Blood Hunters.
Thank you for reminding me. As soon as you said Timothy,
I
I
don't
was
know why
like,
I had
"Oh,
to remind you.
we'll go home. We're gonna go back
Dude,
to
we
this."
can we can we can go through them pretty quick. There's not that much to say about like some of them. Like
Yeah,
we
Wilhelm.
alluded to Wilhelm
Yeah,
being like one of the worst.
he's Randy's magic
Let's
trick.
start with Wilhelm. Let's just put him.
Straight to Randy. So
Yeah,
why is Wilhelm
just get it.
there?
Just
Because Wilhelm is so
put him
fucking
there.
boring.
No, no,
Like,
no, 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 no. Purple tree flag. Purple tree flag. I think he's one of the vault hunters that really demonstrates purple tree flag.
he does. He does. You're right. You're right.
And
You're
my
absolutely
reason
right.
for this is because he has such a cool concept where the deeper you go down his skill trees, he physically changes
Yes.
in his appearance, and that's such a cool concept, and really lays into the character fantasy of him like being like a cyborg because of his condition that
And
makes
then
his bone
addiction.
density deteriorate over time. So he needs to make up for it in cybernetics. Yeah, and it deforms into an addiction. Like that's cool, but when it comes to a functionality standpoint, he's a step above Roland as a jack of all trades, master of none. But he's just that. He's just still like overall mediocre. But he does his action skill did lay a foundation for Zane's Sentinel Drone in 3.
It does. I will give you that. Other than that, Wilhelm is incredibly boring. He is arguably the worst
Right next
vault
to him is
hunter.
Claptrap.
Don't you dare. Claptrapper gives himself a high five. Now, just
Well,
like
well,
just
well,
like go
he's
ahead.
got like 11 other skills to contend with
Yeah. So
when it comes to
just
giving himself a high five.
yeah,
Come on.
just like a character we're going to go over in a little bit, Claptrap suffers from he needs to be in a group in order to get his full kit utilized. And also his skill tree is his action skill is legitimately 50-50. Either it's the greatest thing on earth or I just damn it or I just killed the whole party.
he yeah, his skill tree is all over the place and incoherent, which fits for it's fucking
It fits him.
Claptrap.
It fits him.
His action skill is like one of 15 different things that can range from being amusing to actively detrimental. I think the idea of him having armor for HP instead of flesh is a cool concept that we unfortunately didn't see with repeated with Flak. That
Hopefully, we can see it
I'm
with
kind of
Cash.
hoping that they do bring it back for Cash just for the novelty. Yeah, like, and the game itself actively tries to dissuade you from playing as him for a reason. And all of these things is why I put him in Purple Tree Flag. Because again, like he's very novel in concept, but in execution, he just is very hit or miss.
And that's where I'll say, you know what? Claptrap would be like, no, I give myself a high five. Fuck you. But I agree. In all seriousness, he is not
He is
as
he is funny.
yeah. I agree with Alk on this one though. He is a purple tree flack. Athena. What can we say other than Athena without being a siren is the siren of this video of pre-sequel. Does a fucking amazing job with
She is
elements.
one half of the one half of the siren.
Yeah. Um personally,
Definitely has great skill trees and build variety.
yeah. Personally, I think she automatically deserves to be in Reese's War Stash. She was amazing. Uh, you could do many different builds with her. You could do a tank build, a melee build, an elemental build. There was a lot of builds you can do with her. Nisha.
Yeah, she had so many elemental aspects to it. Maelstrom's insane.
Yeah, Maelstrom is insane.
It's just like crazy.
Nisha. I played her, so I have a little bit of bias towards her. Nisha's ability either goes from it's the greatest ability on earth to I can't hit shit with it. There was multiple times where the game would not register a target for me, even though I was shooting at someone with her ultimate. That being said, Nisha was a lot of fun. Her dual wielding abilities were cool, but that's just one of the things. Personally, in my opinion, I think Nisha is a shiny meat cycle. She's great. She's not one of the best
Yeah,
though.
she dual wielding the pistols. Dual wielding the pistols is cool, and her action skill turns her into great value Salvador. She can do mobbing like arguably the best of the pre-sequel cast, and she's not a slouch for bossing either. But yeah, it's
Give me 1 second. I gotta answer
like
this.
like the it's a preference thing.
All right, cool. It's a scam call. I saw a 702 number, so I thought it could be a
Love that for
potential
you.
job thing. Um, we're going over Sir Hammerlock's sister, the Ice Queen, she bitch. Character that was a character assassinated
Oh,
twice
this one
in
hurts.
both games.
This one hurts because Aurelia was like she's probably my one of my favorite characters to play in pre-sequel
Yeah.
for co-op. Specifically for co-op because
Yeah.
and we're putting in Purple Tree Flag by the way. She's the other half of the sirens next to Athena with great cryo synergy, but when you're playing her solo, you lose access to an entire skill tree.
You do. You do lose access to an entire skill
You're playing
tree.
2/3 of a Vault Hunter.
You are. You absolutely are. And it's goddamn awful. Now going on to one of the best vault hunters to ever exist. Go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
Timothy, my goat. Timothy, my goat.
Timothy,
He
automatically,
is,
there is no arguing on this one. Timothy is a happy General Knox.
and if not that, he is like the top of Reese's Warstash. Like
Yeah.
the dude, he triggers kill skills by just walking.
Yep.
Like let that sink in. He triggers kill skills just by walking. Like you can get expendable assets. They despawn and move with you and trigger kill skills on their own. Doing so when you get
Mhm.
the greater goods capstone. You can it's just so much synergy baked into his kit, so much variety, so many builds.
Yeah. And also
Just
single-handedly
just
has made future Vault Hunters broken because of his existence.
Timothy Timothy crawled so Zane and Vex could run and shoot.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'm playing Timothy as a happy General Knox because he is single-handedly one of the most broken characters in Borderlands. If you could put him in all the other Borderlands games,
Actually,
I
he
think
walked.
yeah, I bet you he could probably stand against the entire cast. And also, Timothy as a character was actually compelling. Also, he gets
Yeah.
laid.
Go,
Because
go, now we can go back to the Heist of the Handsome Jackpot DOC where he makes a return and is just an awesome character.
want to make sure we're not going to skip anything else. But yeah, handsome jackpot, in my opinion, is probably either Shyest Meat Cycle or Reese's War Stash. One, the story between Noxie and Timothy was actually kind of sweet because she did all of this just to
Noxie.
get yeah. Huh?
Noxie.
Noxie. Oh, because
Did we get
I
gender
said
bent Nox here?
because I said
You
General
said
Knox in
Noxie.
my head, so I was like, but the story between Timothy and Moxie was actually kind of sweet because you did see a side of Moxie you never saw, which was someone genuinely caring. And not to say she doesn't care about her kids, but she doesn't really show it a lot. Also, hands probably one of the most unique areas in all the games, as well as
Mhm.
honestly honestly probably some of the funniest dialogue.
I love the handsome. I love the handsome jackpot.
I will probably say it's
Yeah,
either Reese's
pretty boy
Warstash.
himself.
Yeah, Pretty Boy's so fucking funny. Yeah, it's either Reese's
Yeah,
Warstash or it's the highest in the Shiniest Meat Cycle, but I'll probably put it at Reese's Warstash.
I'm giving I give it Warstash. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I like Pretty Boy as a villain. I thought he was pretty decent. I liked
Yeah.
Ember and Freddy and the banner they have back and forth with each
And
other,
you
and
also
Timothy
can't forget about
like planned a heist and
the
everything.
darkness is creeping up on me. The fog.
Digby Vermouth.
Digby. Ooh, we gotta get this going because the
And
fog
also
we settling in.
it's also the DLC that saved Zane as a Vault Hunter, by giving Zane
Oh,
players seeing dead.
yeah, we're gonna discuss the Vault Hunters in a little bit. Love, Gut, and Tentacles. Arguably, this was my least favorite one when I originally played through it. Now replaying it's not least favorite as it's bad. It's just the other three do such a good job. But Guns, Love, and Tentacles had a very unique setting, and I'm so glad um they bring back this setting with another Vault Hunter that's coming up on the list.
It's an aesthetic masterclass into Lovecraftian horror for Borderlands.
It is.
Like I everything about the DLC is just overall solid for me.
It
Like
is.
it
It's a
is
solid DLC.
it's meat by for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it probably beats General Knox in the meat cycle. Uh Bounty of Blood. Wow. It took them to do another DLC about Jacobs to do better than the Jacobs portion of the campaign. Aesthetically, I absolutely love it. I'm a sucker for cowboys. I hate GTA. I love Red Dead Redemption. And so this DLC screamed to me. Um that being said, the villain the villain was average. But God, the aesthetics were amazing. I
Mm.
absolutely loved the aesthetics.
I loved the shift in 3 to the kind of like a return to form 2-1 started with this, where it was a return to the more grounded, serious storytelling dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a game that was as goofy overall as Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
I and it really it kind of did like sort of lay a groundwork for four in that there's a lot of emphasis on environmental storytelling, like having the scenery like speak for itself
Yeah.
and tell the story.
I This is where I kind of put it either at shiny meat cycle or I'd say shiny meat cycle. I think it's right below guns, loves, and tentacles because love gun. You okay?
It's teetering between Meat Bicycle and Reese for me.
Yeah. So, yeah. I. You know what? I will put it at Reese. It is the lowest part of Reese, but it's good. And now we're on to. I think this is my least favorite when it came to
Honestly,
side
I
quests.
when I was like reading on what other people thought of Bounty of Blood, I was surprised to see just how controversial that deal. That really love and some people that really hate it.
Give me like 1 second. I'm gonna do my audio thing because it sounds like you're in a vacuum chamber. There we go. We should be good now. I agree. This is where I have my controversial take. Psycho's Krieg, the Psycho Krieg DLC. This is my least favorite one, and it's not because of the story. The side quests are so stupid.
Yeah, it has like arguably the most compelling story of the Borderlands DLCs in the whole franchise, and
Yeah,
it's amazing how solid it is despite being made during the COVID shutdowns. And the
yeah,
map is also just gorgeous and fun to navigate and explore. But the encounters themselves and the side quests are very underwhelming.
yeah.
But besides the train fight, like getting to literally kill a train was radical as shit, and very,
Finally,
very something very fitting for Greek.
finally killing the poop conductor was amazing. Um, I agree with everything on that. I I personally think it's at shiniest meat cycle.
Yeah, shiniest meat bicycle.
All right, now we have the last portions of the DLC, which is the free DLCs that came out, which is the Guardian Breach, Model One Blackslide, Revenge of the Cartels, and Bloody Harvest. I don't really recall the order of where these came from, so we're just kind of going to go over. I know for a fact Model One Blackslide came out before Guardian's Breach. I know this for a
And
fact.
of the two, Malon Black Site was the best one.
Yep. I personally think it's at
I
Reese's
think
worst
it is.
stash.
I think it is peak end game content. I think it is the peak of Borderlands content and game content we've seen so far.
So you are all the way at the happy General Knox.
Yeah, I put Malwan and Happy General Knox.
Guardian's Breach, arguably one of the most annoying end bosses that I think we came across.
Yeah,
But it's not bad.
I
I
would.
personally think it's a high five from Claptrap because at least it's something.
No, I agree. The I like the Minos Prime aesthetic, like the
Yeah.
Necrotafeo style. The
Mm-hmm.
Anathema fight is fun, despite in spite of the immunity phases. The crystal encounters were just boring. The crystal encounters are boring, and the final boss is whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree on this. Yeah, it sounds like all my shit wants to kill itself right now. All right, we're good. So Bloody Harvest, it's honestly a purple tree because it really doesn't do a whole lot other than spooks.
Bloody Harvest is the one that I know the least about.
I don't really remember a whole lot from Bloody Harvest. Revenge of the Cartels, I remember a lot.
I remember Revenge Cartels being awesome.
Yeah, I think it's at Reese's War Stash. So we're done reading all the DLCs.
I think it's the best.
Yeah. Now we're on to the Vault Hunters themselves, starting with Flack. um mind you, this is where things get a little bit weird because Flack went from being one of the best to being one of being okay. Um, I feel like Flack has a lot of potentiality for being good. His green skill tree is really fun to do. The whole invisible and then appearing, dealing a shit ton of damage is really good. Um, his pets are really fun, and also you get to pet the pets, which is another bonus. But compared to other Vault Hunters, I feel like he's at shiniest meat cycle. What
I
about
would
you?
put him. I have him in Reese's War Stash still,
Mm-hmm.
just because like he still has a lot of fun builds for leveling and bossing, and they each feel fresh in their own way. We're just gonna pretend that Gravity Snare does not exist. No, it's
I
just
was not pretending. That was
we,
why
pre-
I put him
we,
at.
pre- we pretend we pretend we do not see it.
That's why I put him in shiniest meat
Like
cycle.
the companion aspect of Flak is a net improvement over Gauge
Mm-hmm.
in terms of function. The pets can be good in their own respective ways. They can
Mm-hmm.
tank for you while you get free crits in with Gamma Burst and Red Fang. You can rain death from above with the Rax and Peregrine and Fish Slap. You can just also just put a Monarch in with a biped in Flack's hands, and then you just unleash maximum Daka on whatever you point at it.
True. I could agree with that. I agree with
Like
that. Now we're on to the next guy. The zero to
like
actual hero, Zane. Zane was the one I first played with on three. Oh, by the way, the one I played with on prequel was for first was Wilhelm because I always played the soldier class first, and Zane I did not feel connected with Moe's until much later. Also, our team cop for prequel um was Athena, the gunslinger, Timothy, and Claptrap. But Timothy and Claptrap players backed out, and we continued. um,
yeah.
and
For pre sequel and three, it was the Goyles.
it was the go. Yeah. Well, no, I played. Yeah, and then for. Oh yeah, no, you absolutely are correct because I played Moe's and you played Amara.
You
Uh,
played Moe's what?
yeah, you played. I played Moe's. You played Amara. um, so going off of Zane though, Zane is an interesting case where he was considered the worst Vault Hunter in three, and then after the Handsome Jack DLC, Zane became arguably one of the best. Also, what's up, Weeb? How are you? I think Zane is probably arguably one of the better ones. I don't think though he is the best. I think that belongs to another
Yeah,
person.
Zane definitely went from zero to hero in three. He started off as like being as sucking completely to just being like contender for the best Vault Hunter in three, which makes him a contender for one of the best Vault Hunters in the whole franchise.
Yep.
Like he's got possibly the most build diversity of all of the Borderlands 3 Vault Hunters, and
Mm-hmm.
all of his builds could be pretty damn potent in their own different ways. You can utilize just about any weapon type in the game very well between himself and the Digiclone, like especially Grease Trap superiority.
Yep. Grease trap
You
superiority.
got Clone and the Mantis Cannon. You could run the Sentinel drone to debuff enemies and just spam nades. You can use the barrier to give yourself free cover and amp shots for ludicrous amounts of damage.
Mm-hmm.
You have salvation, which Just you essentially heal the full just off of triggering a kill skill, which is insane.
Yeah, and you could trigger kill skills
Like
with the big red button ability and just activate your digiclone or shoot a cannon, and you automatically heal to full.
yeah, like the Irishman, he does it all,
The
and
Irishman
he does all
does.
grand.
By the way, fun fact about Zane: he was originally supposed to be designed after James Bond, and he was going to be the James Bond of this game. And then they realized, oh wait, that doesn't really work with Borderlands. And his original character design also introduced the character design for Bounty of Blood. He was going to be originally a samurai cowboy, and then they said, "Screw that, we're not doing it anymore." Yeah,
I forgot about that.
yeah. Reese has gone through a lot of character changes. It's not even funny, but
Reese?
not Reese. Sorry,
I thought we were talking about Zane.
Zane. But I believe Zane is the highest when it comes to Reese's War Stash because there is someone who is much better than Zane. And I slept on this character at first, and then she won me over by being so broken that all I need is a free radical, and I take out every enemy in the game, aka Mose. Mose arguably is the strongest Vault Hunter. Um, Spamming
Fire
projectiles, making your
Skagden, enough said.
what?
Fire into Skagden, enough said.
Yeah, firing a Skagden. Enough said. Honestly, um, you could make multiple
Tier
builds
one
with
skill that lets you shred the toughest bosses, even with like the most rudimentary white item.
yes. I
Like
yeah. Enough said. Mose is arguably the best character in Vault Hunter history. And I swear to God, Gearbox, if she's dead, I'm going to expose Randy Pitchford's flash drive for a second time again. He left it at
it's crazy that she's able to reach so much of her potential just off of the base game alone. Like you don't need any of the DLC gear to
you don't need.
excel with her, but she
Yeah.
still benefits a lot from it. Like you got Minesweeper, you got Blastmaster.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can self sustain very easily just by hitting your grenades, and then you got Russian offensive to like really build into that.
Oh yeah.
You got you can have infinite ammo. You just
Yeah.
she does so much with
You can
so little
also turn
investment.
Iron Bear into an ultimate tanking unit, or do what I did. You kill Iron Bear to deal even more fucking damage. Yeah. Amara. um, I think Amara.
In my opinion, the most fun mobbing character we've ever seen
Yes, she is
up
probably
until 4.
yeah up until 4. She is probably the funnest mob character. Until Vex showed up, I would argue to
Yeah.
say she was the
Well,
strongest.
not being this much for Boston either.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say before Vex showed up, she was probably the strongest siren. But now that someone has taken that title,
All of her skills. She's got good builds for all of her action skills.
yeah.
She's got some of the best mobbing with ties that bind and stillness of mind, which is what I ran during our playthrough
Oh yeah.
with Phase Zerker with her. She's got Phase Flare and with Guardian Angel and Fish Life if you want to go for melee, which is fucking busted.
And then also you got
If
orbs
I
and
were to
just
go
punch
back
the
and play
shell
Mara Unit
orbs.
3, I'd probably yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean that is Phase Flare.
Oh yeah, that's Phase Flare.
The orb.
Now,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion, do I think she is stronger than Zane and Mose? No. I do believe though she is
Yeah.
definitely stronger than Flack, and she deserves to be in Reese's War Stash.
Yeah. Yeah, Amara is insane, and her like not being at the same level as Amos really is telling just how much stronger Zane and Mose are.
Oh yeah. And now we're gonna go over the weapons. This is where I think 3 and 4 really shine. Is the weapons. Atlas. I think Atlas in this game actually is a purple tree flak. The gimmick is okay. They do arguably have the best legendary rocket launchers in the game. Past that, though, I never picked up an Atlas weapon. I was never like, oh my god, an Atlas weapon.
They have some very good
They
legendaries.
do with the carrier.
They their
Yeah.
their epics their epics are very there's only like a couple of them. And that's like the assault rifle, really. The Q system assault rifle. It's like the
Yeah.
main one that stands out
Yeah.
as far as epics go.
Other than that, though, I think
But
they're,
like
yeah.
it's just a novelty. It's just a novelty. Like it really exemplifies perfect case of purple tree flak where it's very cool with the smart bullets,
Hmm.
but it's kind of impractical
Yeah. There's a
when
reason
you
why
think
they
about
don't
it.
exist after 3, and they're back, and they're just a weapons part in 4.
Yeah,
Um,
they can feel pretty clunky
yes.
outside of their legendaries.
Yeah. Children of the Vault, aka COV. Same thing. I think they're a purple tree, maybe a high five from Claptrap. The gimmick is I don't have to reload and my weapon overheats. They don't really have a whole lot of legendaries that were standoutish. There is a couple, but I never was really excited to see them.
I'd give them high five claptrap.
Yeah.
Like it's novel, like Atlas, like having the overheat mechanic instead of traditional reloading, but it's more it's more usable. It's more generally usable than the Atlas weapons were overall.
Yeah. Doll. Doll does have some arguably really good legendaries and epics, but I feel like they do get outshined by a lot of different companies. Like they do have one of arguably the best sniper rifles in the game, and it was a nerf to the Sandhawk, which is the Sandhawk sniper rifle. Because the Sandhawk was so good, we can't let it go, but we'll bring it back as a sniper rifle. So it has the sniper rifle ammo economy. Um, but I now playing 4, there is a reason why they're not back, and they kind of got replaced with Daedalus. Um, I probably put Doll at shiniest meat cycle or a high five from Claptrap.
Dull are consistent, versatile, and reliable. Like
Yeah.
in function. I think the idea of
Oh, Nemesis is really good
changing the
though.
firing mode, and it also can slightly affect the properties of the weapon is very cool. And they really showed that with Daedalus being a spiritual successor to Doll in 4. And I did like that they could sometimes be elemental too. It really leans to them being very versatile. So I probably would agree with Shiniest Meat Bicycle.
Yeah.
You,
High.
you you couldn't go wrong with a Doll.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Doll. And there, like I said, there are some really good Doll weapons. A lot of the pistols Doll has are really good. But that being said, there are better companies.
Yeah,
Hyperion.
yeah, they're
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna. You said what I was gonna say. It's like they're good, but like they're better companies, but you're not disappointed if you have it all.
Yeah. Hyperion. Hyperion is in the same category, in my opinion, as COV. Some good legendaries, but I never really used them. I had all of them. I had the handsome jackhammer. I had a conference call that was butchered. Still crying to this day. Um, but other than that, yeah, the ability to block bullets is nice and increased stability is nice, but past that, there are better companies on this list, and Doll is definitely better than Hyperion. What do you say, Alk?
Pretty much agree.
Yeah. Jacobs. We are not at the final form of where Jacobs is a god sending killing machine, but we're at the point where Jacobs does have some really good fucking weapons, like the Hellwalker, um, which got a buff and then became the Hell Destroyer. Um, what could we say? Ricochets, high damage, really good shotguns and sniper rifles. Some of the best feeling sniper rifles in the games. I personally say they're again at Reese's War Stash.
Hard agree.
Oh my
I'm
goodness!
always happy to take your money.
I
So you're doing podcasts now? What in the world, lol?
I've
Yane Wonderland subscribed to your channel for 35 months.
thank you so much, my lovely sister Wonderland. I've done podcasts here and there. Yeah, they're fun. Um, yeah, but would you agree that they're at Reese's War Stash?
Yeah, they're definitely at least Reese's Worstash.
I because at 4 I'm definitely putting them Happy General Knox.
Yeah, spoiler for 4. They're Happy General now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Malawan. I think this is the best Malawan has ever been. Uh, like their pistols alone carry them in 4. In 3. Like all their legendary pistols are so good. Free Radical, like oh my goodness.
Malawan. The only point of contention that I definitely can understand that some people have with Malawan and 3 is the whole charge up mechanic.
I agree.
I didn't mind it as much and kind of added to the feel of some of the weapons, like plasma cut, like the plasma coil, my pride and joy.
I agree. I agree. I agree. But I feel like Happy General Knox.
I
Malawan is
think
consistently always good.
I think the elemental affinity aspect of Malawan in 3, this is more of like a symptom of 3 than is like Malawan as a manufacturer itself is kind of wasted in
Yeah.
3. Just because like matching the element to the health type is not as necessary in 3
Mm-hmm.
as it is in 1 and even in 4,
Yeah.
which will
We'll
play
talk
a role, at
about.
least for me, on like where Malawan goes in 4.
Yeah. Tedior. The Elon Musk gun was so much fun.
The
Oh,
long
I loved my flamethrower so much. Oh god, that was so funny. I absolutely love Tedior in 3.
they got incredibly creative with TDR weapons in 3.
Yeah. I think Tedior is definitely a shiny meat cycle in 3. They did a really good job on really showing how creative they can make TDR weapons, like the walking turret. Some of the best legendaries in the game are TDR weapons, like Anarchy is really good,
They took Gage's signature skill and turned it into a fucking gun.
and it made it better.
It's better than it was a Gage.
Yeah, I definitely will say though that you know what, actually it's in a Reese's War Stash just because the legendaries are really good and it's starting to show how really well they are.
Oh
No,
my god, that is
no,
it. You
no.
have no idea how fitting it is to put them in Reese's Worstash tier.
Yeah, yeah, they are. Now, Torg, how they bastardized my child. Torg went from being an arguably one of the best weapons to hi. I like to kill myself a lot.
Yeah, because it was in 3 they added self damage to torque weapons.
Yeah,
Because I don't remember the self damage being in 2 pre sequel.
I believe it was, but it wasn't as bad as it is in 3.
Yeah.
I personally think Torg is at shiny meat cycle because their weapons, even though they have some good legendaries, their legendaries do get overshadowed by their competitors.
Except on Camp Harold.
Unkept Herald, yep, but I would then say Free Radical does it better. But yeah, no, I agree. Kept Herald's still good. I still would still put them at shiniest meat cycle. Vladoff. Surprisingly, even though I love Vladoff as a company, Vladoff in the later games starts showing their okayness. They do have really good underbarrels, but I think 4 is where they really shine.
Yeah, I think the Vladov like being mainly about like the higher fire rates, mags, and the underbarrels especially.
mhm.
But there was a good starting point here in 3. But outside of that, I didn't really use Vladov all that much in 3. It wasn't until 4 when I really started using Vladov.
Yeah, I think 3, I use them for a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I always love sniper rifles, but I feel like in general, I'm mainly stuck with Malalon and Jacob weapons in 3. But there we go. We rank that. Now we're on to New Tail. We know where New Tails is going. We automatically know where New Tails is going. And that is a Randy Magic trick.
While
That
we're
is oh
while we're here, where would we also put Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? Because we don't have that much to say here outside of the DLCs,
so
which we also don't have much to say on those either. Foreshadow.
yeah. I will say that Tiny Tina's is a high 5. The concept is really
Yeah.
cool, but it needs better execution.
Mhm.
New Tales from the Borderland. I will tell you why it's at Randy's magic trick. I didn't play it. I watched it because I refused to play it because how bad I was told it was. Now, don't get me wrong. Does it has some really funny fucking moments? Yes. The hostage scene is hilarious. The ma'am, please get out of the chair. No, hilarious. Other than that, awful. Tedior was the only good thing about New Tales from the Borderlands.
I am so sad that this game is canon.
Yeah. When people bitch about 3 being canon, no, New Tales is canon. That's the one to bitch about. God, no. Uh, and then Wonderland. We didn't play Wonderland. I've played Wonderland a total of twice. And there's a reason why we don't have a skill tree on it or anything. It's just because we didn't play through it. Wonderland.
I played through Wonderlands a little bit. I know
Yeah.
enough that the Chaos Chambers are cool in concept, but in execution, it's the best way I can like kind of try to describe it is it's very reminiscent of the current power grind of Destiny 2's portal system in Edge of Fate before the changes this most recent Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's what the Chaos Chambers essentially were. You just ran the highest floor that you can, you get the crystals, kill the boss, and pray that you get like the upgrades that you need. And if you don't, you just keep on churning through the same fucking floor until you get it. Like there's
Yeah.
no aim for doing any of it is. It's all it just feels all empty and pointless. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. After a certain point, you're no longer playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. You're just reenacting it. It's no longer grinding, it's erosion. It's not gameplay, it's penance. And when you finally get that shiny fucking ascended to drop or chaotic volatile, whatever, you're gonna be celebrating like a Victorian orphan that was handed half a biscuit.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know this reference. It's penance. We are penance. All right, since we don't have much to say about Wonderland, we're gonna go straight to 4. 4, mind you, 4 is still in its state where it could be changed. It could be better. It could be worse. It could be great. It could be the worst game. Currently, I believe it is better than 4. Sorry, better than 3 overall. but it's not better than 2. And don't get me wrong, 3's story was really good. Timekeeper was an interesting villain. Now, really thinking about it,
He means 4.
huh? Oh, sorry, 4.
You said 3. You
My
meant
bad,
4.
4. But 4, yeah, that's man. You get me
He's
for
gonna
2
dyslexic
hours.
that speech, dude.
Yeah, you get me for 2 hours for my podcast, and then I eventually start losing my mind. But I personally think that 4 does need a lot more improvements. Endgame, I'm sorry, Gearbox, but it's the stupidest goddamn thing on earth where I can start a character at level 30, but I have to start at the very beginning of the game with nothing unlocked. At least give me my bank SUD or my bank storage at SDUs maxed. That's fine. I don't mind unlocking the rest of that. But telling me I have to replay this open world game from beginning to end, even from starting from 30 is a little bit ridiculous. I should have at least all the fast travels unlocked.
Yeah. Trying to play through 4 again on other characters. Especially if you're doing a Ultimate Vault Hunter 1 at the level 30, kind of sucks. Like at that point, you're better off just making the character at level 1.
Yeah. And also, it's just super daunting to replay the game all over again. And also, we didn't play this cooperatively. We couldn't. It was such a bad game to play cooperatively.
Like when 3 launched, it didn't run that great either, but 4 is like something else.
Also, I think 4
Like this,
go ahead, sorry.
like this game ran like so poorly. It crashed me to my computer's BIOS twice. And I've never had any game do that to me before on any system I've ever had. Borderlands 4 was the first one. Like, even Crysis ran better than this game for me. Fucking Crysis.
I had to download a mod that forced DLSS to allow to do the AMD AI generation. I had to download a mod. Yeah, I had to download that just to play the game. And me and Al couldn't even play cooperatively. The whole thing about playing Borderlands is cooperatively. And you guys can disagree with this. I personally think Borderlands 4 was never meant to be a cooperative shooter. One, I understand having the ability to teleport to a friend's nice, but I would rather have the cooperative vehicle. I don't like how all the vehicles are bikes and you can't drive with a friend. Because then it just incentivizes this whole divide and conquer mentality where Alka has discovered a whole portion of the map and I've discovered another whole portion of the map, and then we have to swap to discover that portion of the map even though we're playing together.
Yeah. You don't notice it until you go and back to your own world in your solo instance, where that area that your buddy explored when you were playing it cooperatively is not there for you, and you have to go. Like, you can access the fast travel stations there that were unlocked like during the co-op playthrough, but you can't see them on the map until you go there yourself, and then you can actually use it.
Yeah.
And it's very annoying.
Now, mind you, I'm telling you about the negatives I have with this game up front just because they are blatant and they can be fixed. These other negatives about 2, 3, 1 pre-sequel, these are set in stone. They cannot be fixed. 4, they can fix these.
Yeah, the game's still in active development, and we're only a month in. So time will tell like how much all these things are going to change.
Yeah. And that goes with the that's why we're saying like 4 is not set in stone. 4 could be easily at Happy General. Currently, I have it at Reese's War Stash just because it is good. The Vault Hunters are fun. The weapon system is great. The new badass tree is actually fun and also goes between characters, and I like that.
Yeah, the specializations are very cool.
Yeah.
And they add another layer to the build crafting, which, by the way, the skill trees in this one, and this is something that they kind of experimented with in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, but they took it a step up in this one. Otherwise, I would have said that for Tiny Tina's is like the thing that did best. Was like each of the skill trees for the Vault Hunter so far, they feel like an entirely their own Vault Hunter in itself.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like that is how much depth there is to each of them.
Yeah, I would say that 4 probably has the best character customization because you can make a completely different Rafa than me. And
Yeah,
it
the
actually
license
is
part,
different.
the license part system for the weapons is insanely cool, and I like it a lot. But
Same.
I don't. One thing I don't like about it is that it seems so far at least it seems to have come at the cost of weapon like base weapon variety.
Yeah, because
Like
it's
we don't have Vladoff pistols anymore, but we did get SMGs,
yeah. But
which like Vladoff pistols
I do
were
agree
basically
though.
SMGs.
There's like only 3 different SMGs for Vladov because the weapon license parts determine the difference. I do
Yeah,
agree with that. Weapon
we don't have any
variety.
L1 pistols anymore, which is very sad.
Hmm.
Pistols as a whole, just even after the buffs that they got, they still feel a little lackluster compared to the other weapon types.
Yeah. Yeah, and they also got rid of Doll, which automatically makes this game a D tier. And I'm joking. Um. So yeah, I would say the best thing that 4 did, you could pick either or, either the license part system or the Vault Hunters themselves. I'm gonna say license parts.
Oh, another thing, we could probably put this in the same category as the weapons because it comes into choice of combat is the ordnance system.
Oh yeah, ordnance.
Moving rocket launchers over to the grenade slot and making it cooldown based
So much
instead
more
of
worth it.
like
Yeah.
ammo based, it's so much better. It's like I'm using this is the most I've used rocket launchers in Borderlands games. And it's also the most I've used grenades. Like I used grenades a lot in previous games, but now I just use them because I don't have to worry about ammo consumption with the grenades. They're on a cooldown.
Yeah, I
And they're
agree.
all just generally there's more different types of grenades and they're just generally more versatile. I think everyone knows about the crit knife, for instance.
I think that I still think that thing's gonna get nerfed eventually. They did say that, but everything else will get buffed before it. Um, I would say the thing they've done the worst in 4 is honestly co-op. I really think this game was not designed for co-op in mind because one, nothing is tracked between you and your friend other than quest, but that's been in every game. And two, there's just it the vehicles, like really like having the vehicles all be one pass, like one driver, and that's it. It really makes you feel like this game was really designed for you to play solo and then do cooperatively when you do boss rushes. So like that could change. Like who knows? That's why I'm willing to give it to Reese's War Stash. It's because it could change and a game could feel a lot better, but current at its current state, it's not fun cooperatively. Even like when me and
I
Alk
think
were at max level, there was still
yeah. I think even with like the one seated vehicles, I think the vehicles in 4 feel they honestly
better.
feel the best
Yeah, they do.
to me because it feels much better to navigate. Being able to transmit it directly,
Yeah,
like
that is a
on
huge
the keybind,
upgrade.
instead of having to go all the way to catch a ride system, is at its best. Because if you get lost in the open world, you don't have to hightail it all the way to the nearest catch a ride station. You just summon another one.
I agree. That's why I'm not saying. That's why I'm saying like it. That's not the worst thing about it. I'm just saying
Shay.
cooperatively is yeah. So yeah, that's my major gripe with it. Is just it. I play these games to play with the boys. I play these games to get people who aren't into first person shooters into first person shooters because I feel like these games are great for introduction to first person shooters. But when you make a game that's so does not run well cooperatively, and then when you can get to run well, there's not even a whole lot of things to do cooperatively. It's just kind of hard to, yeah. Like, I hope eventually they fix it and we get raids that are really cooperatively focused. And also some of the DLC Vault Hunters, which we'll go over next, the Vault Hunters, because there's no DLCs to go over. And the weapons, I kind of want to save that for last, because that is a huge thing. Now, mind you, I've not played all of the Vault Hunters like I have with the other games, because come on, like,
And they're all still being actively balanced.
They're actively balanced, because otherwise the person we're going to talk about would have been lower. But now, just like Zane, went from 0 to motherfucking hero in less than a second. Amand.
Well, he went from 0 to NPC.
I thought he's now the best. I thought he was like arguably one of the best characters now.
I still think that he could use some buffs, just because his whole thing is still mainly melee, and we don't really have much in the game where
For melee.
melee can drive. Yeah.
Understandable. So I do love Amon's character. I love how he comes from the planet that guns, love, and tentacles comes from. And his voice actor does an amazing job. I do like him as a character, but I do agree his playstyle is a little bit boring. Even though I'm a Titan main from Destiny.
Didn't they say that he came from a? Didn't they confirm he came from a different world than Xylogos?
Oh, did
was it
they?
Purium? Yeah, like when you select them.
Well, I'm stupid, chat. Don't take everything I say for granted.
It definitely looked like Xylogos, like from his trailer, from his cinematic, but it's not Xylogos.
Okay. But definitely, this is the thing though, is that he's definitely stronger than every other character in all the other list. But I will say he's probably a shiny meat cycle.
Yeah. From where he is so far, he's a shiny meat bicycle, and I hope he gets more buffs.
Same.
Because like he is too cool of a character to be as weak as he is relative to the other Vault Hunters in 4.
Yeah, I personally think he's gonna
he's
gonna get a Zane treatment. He is going to get much better.
Like he's definitely really good for melee, and he also has elemental builds, but he doesn't really have much out of that in a game where melee is very unforgiving. There's a lot of flying enemies and enemies you just can't get up close and personal with as you would like. The other avenues he has for build crafting, like going a sort of like pseudo summoner angle with the forge drones, kind of like a cleric style from D&D style summoner.
Yeah.
It's cool, and I want it to be better, but it just doesn't feel that great right now.
Yeah, I agree. Harlow. Harlow is the one I least expected to be that good, just because of what they were describing. But from what I've been told,
broken.
She is broken. Yeah, she can instant one shot most enemies in the game.
Infinitely scaling damage, but she takes quite the bit to get to that point. She is probably the most gear dependent Vault Hunter.
So you would say Reese's War Stash?
I'd still put her in Happy General Knox, just because when you get to that point, like she is very much a contender for best.
Yeah. And
the thing with the Vault Hunters for 4 is it's like you really have this system like based by skill tree, because the skill trees just really change how they play.
Yeah.
Like if if it's talking blue tree Harlow, which is the one that's the most Siren-esque, with it's kind of like Maya and Face Cards of Mara. That one's definitely her weakest skill tree.
Yeah.
And I do hope it gets more love. But her red tree and her green tree are just bonkers.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Vex too, where she has one tree that is mediocre and one tree that's overpowered as shit, and one tree that's like in the middle of those two.
Yeah, I agree with that. Rafa, I personally, this is the one I played. Rafa, I feel like he is really good where he is. His Ricochet build is amazing. I'm not a huge fan of his melee build. His Lance build is okay, but his Peacekeeper build is where he's at. His Red Tree is amazing. I personally think he is also at Happy General, just because you can, with his turret build alone, you could either have one of the best mob killers, because his turrets will just auto kill everything. Because when you put the shotguns on, they'll auto hit crits. The crits will ricochet, and yeah, they're amazing. That's my personal take. I think Rafa is also a Happy General.
Yeah.
And now
Rafa's the one I know the least about, but from what I have seen of him, he seems like Happy General Knox.
yeah. Now Vex. This is where personally, I don't think she is the strongest, but I believe she is either the second strongest or really coming close to Moe's in the strongest category.
I think Harlow can peak higher than Vex, but Vex needs less to reach her peaks, especially with Green Tree.
Yeah.
Bleed is just insane. And her whole Green Tree and Vexcalation, you have so much survivability and so much damage and bossing potential.
Mm-hmm.
I personally prefer to play her in with a heavily investing into Blue Tree with Dead Ringer, the whole summoner style. It's probably the best leveling setup. Is to you start off with Face Familiar, then you shift into Blue Tree.
Mm-hmm.
She's very, very versatile. She can make a lot of weapon types work. You can specialize her into certain elemental attunements if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And you are rewarded in different ways based on the element. Like bleed, you get lifesteal. Like heat, you get a lot of crit damage. Electricity, you get speed. Her weakest aspect is definitely her red tree. The red tree has great passive skills in it, but trouble as an action skill, I love trouble, but he's a little bit dumb.
He's a cat. He's dumb.
He's an orange cat. He's very stupid.
Yeah. I agree with it, because she gets the best aspects of all the Vault Hunters that came before her. She gets Timothy's whole skill trees. Yeah, she does a really good job of what she does. So I think their seals are deal when it comes to the Vault Hunters. I think this is probably honestly the most accurate. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that for a lot of them, all the Vault Hunters from 3 are not even in any lower category than Warstash, because they're just good. They're just good. Yeah. And yeah. Now we're gonna go into the weapons. These are mainly weapon parts and weapons themselves. So because the parts can really determine how good the weapons are in this game. Atlas, I think Atlas is back again at purple skill tree.
Yeah, you really need to build into it with the enhancements and the set bonuses.
Yeah.
If you want to make Atlas work. Otherwise, it's just something that you don't really pay much attention to. It's novel.
It's novel. COV, same theme. Purple skill tree. Now, it does change certain weapons that are from burst action to fully automatic. Some of the legends.
That's not COV. That's Ripper.
Oh yeah, no, COV is just overheating, unlimited ammunition.
Yes, yeah. On that note, though, if you get a TDR weapon with a COV license mag, it just kind of breaks the main thing you use TDR weapons for.
Just don't use it. I would say COV is at purple tree. It's there. It's not bad, but it's not great. Daedalus, the successor to Doll. I originally did not like Daedalus because of the weapon design. I will say I still don't like Daedalus for its weapon design. It's very weird. Other than that, Daedalus does have a hallmark to one of my favorite characters in in Battleborn, which is Oscar Mike. And doing an orbital laser cannon is a lot of fun. Past that, Daedalus I feel is good, but I feel like there's better. I feel like it's that shiny meat cycle, in my opinion.
I have them in Reese's War Stash for me, just because of how insanely versatile the Daedalus weapons are, with being able to manipulate the ammo economy by changing the ammo types, and also changing how the weapon works to an extent with the different ammo changes. Like you like with an SMG ammo load, you increase the fire rate of it. Sniper rifle, you increased it's like a 20% damage increase with the sniper ammo. And you also increase the bullet velocity so that it's closer to almost being hit scan. Shotgun, you give it additional projectiles, like a multi shot effect,
Yeah.
and they have some pretty solid weapons as well.
Yeah, the Bob.
Like
Yeah.
like the Oscar Mike with its underbarrel. It, as you mentioned, the bot is like the multi tool. It is like the Swiss Army knife gun. Like
Of the game.
it does
yeah.
everything.
It's a universal
And
remote.
yeah, it's basically universal remote. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I can kind of agree with Reese's War Stash a little bit more now. Hyperion. I I think Hyperion could be good, but also I never get excited again when I see Hyperion. I feel like Hyperion is either at Randy's magic trick or Purple Tree. Now there are
Hyperion licensed parts are like a cherry on top for me, but it's not something I actively seek out on guns.
yeah. Now there is a Hyperion licensed part I think you should always try and get, and that is when the shield depletes, you deal more damage. But there are better licensed parts that can take that slot. So I think same thing again. It's at Purple Skill Tree. Now we're on to the king of Borderlands 4, in my opinion, the cream of the crop, the guy who was always good but now is the best in the game. Jacobs. Jacobs is Happy General Knox. Putting ricochet rounds on any fucking gun makes the gun better in this game. Hot Slugger is one of the most satisfying legendaries I've used because you just feel like a badass. You just go boom, reload the gun, boom, reload the gun, instant kill almost everything, and the gun gets stronger.
It is the Hellwalker of this game, which is ironic given that they
Hellwalker's
brought back the Hellwalker
which
in
is
the same game.
It's weaker. It's bullshit. Fuck you, Randy Pitchford. But I don't know. I think you can agree with me on this one, Alka. I think, and the crit knife alone, the crit knife, which will get nerfed. I guarantee the crit knife will get nerfed, but I still will say that Jacobs is at Happy General Knox. It's at a place it deserves to be in.
Yeah. Jacobs Happy General Knox, arguably the best weapon manufacturer and licensed part in Borderlands 4 so far.
Yeah, underbarrels from them. Fuck yeah, their underbarrels are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the one underbarrel that lets you one-shot bosses for farming.
Yeah. Malawan. I believe Malawan is no longer at Happy General Knox. I think Malawan is now at Reese's War Stash. And that's not to say Malawan is bad. It's just Malawan really lost a lot of their core weapons that were in 3 that were really good. And there are some things that can make them really good, like the underbarrel buzzsaw, but guess what that requires? A Jacob licensed part to make it even more broken.
I I put him in Reese's War Stash, like near the top.
No,
Like
I think they're better than Daedalus, but they are not better than
just
Jacobs.
just because like they do have some really good underbarrels. Like the laser one
Mhm.
doesn't need Jacob's license part to be good. It's still like one of the best for bossing and even for at clear bit. The Buzzsaw one is definitely at its best with the Jacob's license part and the enhancement that lets you that gives you a chance to ricochet off of body shots.
Oh, we're even forgetting the enhancements as well. Like, holy shit, yeah. Then in that case, yeah,
Yeah.
There is a Daedalus
Part
enhancement
of the
that's
part of the
really
reason why
good.
Daedalus is in Reese's War Statue is because they do have some pretty solid enhancements.
They do. Order. Order was a one I thought I was gonna dislike the most, but Order has some really good um when they are combined with certain licensed parts, they're really good. Like their sniper rifles are so satisfying to use.
Yeah, base order snipers are very satisfying to use. The rest of their weapons though are kind of a bit of an acquired taste with the charge up
Yeah.
and yeah, finding yourself using them like a pseudo Jacobs a lot of the time, which kind of going back to Jacob's license ricochet parts on an order weapon. And if you throw in a Ripper license magazine on top of it, you just make them fully automatic all the time. So you get the higher damage profile that in some ways can be like better than a Jacobs when it comes to base damage with full automatic from Ripper, but you still have that charge time to contend with.
I agree. So I personally would put Order at Shiny's meat cycle. They're
Yeah.
great, but there's
I
definitely more to be desired.
They're in Shiny's Meat Bicycle, and I probably put Ripper up there too, since we're going over Ripper next.
Yeah, I agree. Ripper, it was one I'm like, these guys are good. They're okay. They're definitely better than a high five from Claptrap, but they are not better than Daedalus, and they are not better than Malawan.
Yeah.
Ripper parts are okay. Ripper under barrel attachments are good. Some of their legendaries are really good, like the fire, yeah, the Firewalker, whatever it's called. It is good,
Hellwalker.
huh?
This game's version of the Hellwalker is what you're thinking of?
No, it's that one legendary that comes back in every Borderlands. It's the SMG.
Not the Hellwalker, Hellfire.
Yeah,
Now you got
Hellfire.
me mixed it up.
Hooray! We're all messed up in the head here. Um, yeah, I think they're good. They definitely. I feel like Borderlands 4 is really lacking on legendaries in my opinion. I feel like we need more. But of
Oh
course,
yeah, the game released a month ago.
Torg.
We don't have pearlescence yet.
Yeah, we
So
only have per lessons left. Now Torg. Torg went from being bastardized to sticky bullets make game go boom and instant kill every enemy in the game.
War Stash.
War Stash, I think they're a happy General Knox because of how broken they can be.
I think Torque stickies are amazing
Okay,
on other
yeah,
guns. Torque weapons themselves.
ass. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Vladov.
They're the top of War Stash though.
Yeah. Vladov, I feel like they're at Shiniest Meat Cycle. Their underbarrels are really good, but their base weapons, yeah.
Really? I I would say that they're Happy Journal Knox. I think this is the best flat off has ever been.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten any really good Vladov since I reached level 50. I've only been getting Jacob's weapons. So,
They have some really good legendaries. Their epic weapons too also just feel really good to use.
mhm,
They feel satisfying, and their enhancements are also awesome.
mhm. Yeah, I can agree with that. Well, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Now, Tedior, this is where the roles kind of reverse for you, isn't it, Al? This is where Tedior actually really shines.
Yeah.
Um, Tedior licensed parts to give the main loop for a lot of these weapons is if you can get a shotgun with Torg sticky nades and then the Tediore reload, kind of you're set. I think Tediore is also at Reese's War Stash, and I believe is right below Torg because they just and some of their legendaries are really good, like the Chuck. Chuck is fucking hilarious for how much damage
I like
it does.
TDR I like TDR more in 4, but I wouldn't put them that high for me, just because like their weapons themselves, like on the regular front, are just
Yeah,
alright.
they're all right. I still think they're good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we've done everything. I don't think any of our lists need to change. I feel like everything's right where it needs to be. Uh, at the end of the day, I will always love Borderlands, no matter how many negative things I will say about the games. And honestly, I enjoy them a lot, and it was really cool to actually play them cooperatively from start to finish for the majority of them. We'll see about 4 once it gets better how it plays cooperatively, but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun playing with Alk and going through these games. Oh, any final thoughts from you, Alk?
I was gonna crack a joke and I lost it.
Oh, damn! I killed Alk right off the rip. Killed him, but yeah, no, like honestly, I would probably play. I would stream Borderlands every year now, and get people to play through them because it's just so much fun. It is probably hands down one of the best cooperative games to play through with anyone. Even playing one was fun. It's just so unoptimized. And this time around, I think we'll probably go for Wonderland and actually play through Wonderland.
Mm.
But oh, like I said, any final thoughts, or are you all?
We never ranked the Wonderland DLCs. Is it even on the list?
It was not on the list.
Okay, they would have all been the bottom anyway.
Yeah, they're all bad. they're all bad. I don't even remember half of them. But yeah. All right, chat. Well, we'll catch you all later for community night. And for anyone that's part of the podcast, I hope you enjoyed it. This is something I'm still getting new into it. I'm so glad to have my buddy Alk here. Been trying to convince him for months to do this with me, so I'm sappy that he joined me for this. Gonna do some more in the future. But you guys all have a good night. And any final words from you, Alk?
Yeah, take your pills already so you can evict my ass out of your head.
No, they don't work. I have to take at least 12 ibuprofen. It doesn't work with the low dosage.
Oh, look what happens to be in your hand alongside your vitamin D supplements.
12 ibuprofens. With
You know it must be done.
wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Why is there an Oxycontin here as well?